Hey, welcome back to the garden. Sunday, April 16th. It didn't freeze last night, but the forecast still says mid-30s tonight. So I'm going to leave all these totes out. Unfortunately, I don't have anything tall enough to fit that pepper. So I made the gamble, and it did okay. Like we talked about, the wind will help mulch your plants. That north wind is something else. Well, I guess if I have to wait a week to plant out these tomatoes, we'll be alright. I was kind of hoping I didn't have to repot these. We've got a couple of them that are getting some pretty good growth on them. They should be good in these cells for another week. That'll be good for another week easy. So what do you do when you take a pause in the garden? Well, you plant, of course. Talked about this the other day. I've got a moringa tree and I've got an orange tree that are popping up. I can go ahead and clear everything out of this container. That way we can get some other stuff going. So come on, let's pot. This is what we like about these burpee trays. No real big roots coming out the bottom, but look at this. That rubber seal on the bottom just pushes that right on up. Put a little more soil in here. Get those roots down in there and then snug this soil back in around it just up to the crown. See what we get with the orange tree. That has some pretty good little roots on it. Same thing. You just backfill in up to the crown. Expand on down. That's got some pretty good little roots on it. We're going to go ahead and dump this soil out and put some fresh in here, and then we're going to start something cool. Another one of the reasons I like these burpees, once you get them dumped out, kind of rinse them out, clean them up, and they're ready to go. And we're ready to plant. And I've got a friend from Texas that thinks I need to get a sunflower growing and barbecue it. So I've got 4 different kinds of sunflower seeds, 4 rows of 4. We'll see what we get. I'm going to put 2 in each one, see what our germination rate is going to be. That's a skyscraper. Then we're going to plant a mammoth Russian. These seeds don't look like they came off of a mammoth anything. Then we're going to plant an American giant. Okay, now these look like giant seeds. I think I'm only going to plant, well, what do you think? We plant 2 in each one. See what we get. Now these are giant seeds, so this might not be such a good idea. But if you've been following my story, that's never stopped me. Then we're just going to plant up a mammoth. The American giant's the only one that actually had giant seeds in it. The rest of these aren't very big, which doesn't mean anything. You can have some of the biggest growth from some of the smallest seeds. I think I'm going to scatter just a little bit more over the top of these. I don't know why you let me put so many in this bed. I didn't know if they were all going to make it. I might have to take some of these lower leaves off to keep the beets from getting shaded out. And the peas better start climbing or they are going to get shaded out, but they're doing okay back there. I do want to thank you for stopping by and helping me look at the garden, getting a few things in containers, getting a couple more seeds started. Spring is coming. I know there's areas that still have snow, so I shouldn't be griping at all. I've got 1 more week and then I'm positive we're not going to have any more frost. So I'm going to kind of slow down the planting in the garden, kinda. Although the forecast for this week's going to get me right back in the mode of wanting to get out there and get my hands dirty. While we're waiting to get the tomatoes in, I'll bet we get a row of corn, carrots, and has anybody ever said you can't have enough beets? If you find any of this helpful, you wouldn't hurt my feelings if you shared it with other people. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.